The Last of Us Season 2 will have a more emotional plot compared to Season 1, and Abby's story will be even more tragic than Ellie's. While Season 1 already showed how dark and sad the show could get, Season 2 is set to amplify this with more heartbreaking stories. The Last of Us Part 2 will be the inspiration behind the HBO show's next season, and while it may deviate from the game somewhat, it is likely to closely follow its biggest events. This means not only will Ellie suffer great loss, but so will Abby. Despite being bitter enemies in the game, Ellie and Abby share many similarities, including their dark narratives. The Last of Us Season 2 will have to overcome the storytelling challenge that comes with the characters having separate yet overlapping journeys. In Part 2, Abby and Ellie are the main characters, yet act as antagonists to one another. Their circumstances may be very different, but they are both consumed by revenge due to traumatic events. While Ellie's greatest loss is often the most talked about aspect of The Last of Us 2, Abby's Season 2 story will be the more tragic. Abby losing her father is just as tragic as Ellie losing Joel. Abby from The Last of Us game and Ellie and Joel in the TV series. Joel's death is by far the most controversial moment in The Last of Us 2 and is the franchise's saddest moment, but Abby losing her father is equally tragic. From an audience perspective, Joel's death scene in The Last of Us seems heartless, making it all the more painful to experience. It will no doubt shock viewers when Season 2 comes around and make some turn on Abby. However, while the loss of her father may not resonate with the viewers in the same way, it does explain Abby's actions and proves the loss was just as deep for her. After Joel kills the Fireflies in The Last of Us game, it seems almost inconsequential. However, one of the doctors is Abby's dad, resulting in Abby killing Joel. In Abby's mind, there is no justifying Joel murdering her father, mirroring Ellie's feelings about Abby killing Joel. Given the journey of Season 1, it is easier to sympathize with Ellie, but neither loss is less tragic than the other. Joel kills Abby's father without remorse, and while her Season 2 revenge will be far more brutal, it is somewhat justifiable and proves both deaths hit hard for those affected. Abby will lose nearly everyone she loves in The Last of Us Season 2. If The Last of Us Season 2 follows the games as closely as Season 1, Abby will have lost most of her loved ones come the end of the season. Losing her father may be what kickstarts the events of Part 2 and subsequently Season 2, but it is far from where the losses end. Death is a huge theme in the second game, showing how the quest for revenge ends miserably for both Abby and Ellie. Season 2 will showcase Ellie's attempt at revenge, killing Abby's friends and ex-boyfriend all in an attempt to get to Joel's killer. Although Season 1 did highlight Ellie's more wholesome moments, it also proved she can be vicious and her worst traits will be present in Season 2. Killing Abby's loved ones won't go unpunished, with another one of Ellie's allies likely getting a big death come the end of the season. The Last of Us Season 2's story will be divisive much like the game, but it is possible the TV show presents Abby more sympathetically and highlights just how sad her story is, by showcasing how her desire for vengeance will cost Abby nearly everyone. Abby's Season 2 journey will be more difficult than Ellie's. Abby scowling in The Last of Us Part 2 next to Bella Ramsey looking sad as Ellie in HBO's Last of Us. Abby's journey in The Last of Us Season 2 will be even more challenging than Ellie's. Tracking down Joel was a difficult task in itself, but life in the Washington Liberation Front's base was far from easy either. It was run by the sadistic Isaac Dixon who demanded discipline, and even Abby's personal life was full of struggle. Her former friend was pregnant with Abby's ex-boyfriend's child, causing rifts in the entire group's friendship. During Ellie's path of revenge, Abby also faced some of The Last of Us' deadliest threats, indicating her journey is far from easy. This will all be portrayed in Season 2, which may also feature the Rat King and the zombie-infested hotel that Abby had to endure in The Last of Us Part 2. In comparison, Ellie will lose Joel but have a blossoming relationship with her girlfriend and a safe home. Choosing to leave this behind twice to try and kill Abby will show the similarities between Ellie and Abby next season. Ellie will face many difficulties next season, but Abby's problems eclipse these and prove she will have a more tragic story in The Last of Us Season 2.